All right. So, update from this past week. This past week, I guess let's just get right into it. It was a mentally challenging week. So, not in a like complaining sort of way, just a lot of unexpected things piling up. So, um, just the work of onboarding a new client, like a bunch of strategy calls, coordination, and just like building out their landing pages, ate up a lot more time than I expected. And so this was something that I just realized after the fact that it wasn't the most urgent thing or time sensitive thing because just outreach is the priority right now. Like their campaigns, they're not ready to start running campaigns yet. And so the landing pages, truthfully, they could have waited. And so the lesson from that is, I guess, or what I realize is there's always work to do. And the question is just what's actually time sensitive or like feels productive compared to the work that needs to get done. And truthfully, both of them needed to get done, whether it was build the landing pages and doing outreach. But building the landing pages is one more fun and also just more comforting than doing outreach and getting rejected to people. And so I ended up channeling this in a positive light. And so I switched it into energy of I'm just going to throw everything I have at customer acquisition. And so basically my thinking of it like there's no way I'm letting this fail. And so this is not in the arrogant way, like no way this fails, but just more so like that I refuse to let it fail. And I'm just gonna do everything in my power. And so the result of that is going hard on cold calling next week and also like deploying like every channel I can think of simultaneously. And so I thought of a service to write handwritten letters outreach. It's not the most cost effective while I'm starting up now. And so same with like meta ads, it's just not the most cost effective. The two that I thought of right now that are quite unique are the following. So I'll share them here. This stems back to me having a massive prospect list of home service businesses. So like thousands of contacts, like 10,000 that I won't even reach this summer, even if I was calling and emailing every single day. Most aren't super high quality, so they haven't been vetted. Like they're not run ads. I don't know how big the company is. And so instead of spending my own time calling through all of them, I built out a voice AI agent that calls them first and it just probes. It says something along the lines of, would you be interested in having a chat about your marketing? And obviously I put my spin on it. I use all my knowledge about cold calling to make it sound good. And the ones that say yes, it gives me a notification and I'll follow up personally with like a real conversation with them. And so this is something I'm piloting next week. It's an experiment. I'll see how it goes. Essentially, because those contacts that I scraped, they just wouldn't have gotten outreach at all. And so instead of just sitting there, I figured why not spend like $10 a day having this AI agent go and do outreach, and I'll see how it performs. If I need to tweak it, it's just a dead channel, I need to kill it, I'll report back. And the second one is a lead magnet play. And so specifically, I guess in the literal sense of the term, like a lead magnet, but not in the traditional lead magnet of enter your email, I'll send you a PDF, and then I reach out and like I do email marketing. Not in that way, but essentially I have SEO, or I have one SEO website for roofing quotes across Ontario. And so when someone submits their information, my plan is to find out what city they're in, reach out to roofing companies in that city and say, hey, I have a guy looking for a shingle replacement. Do you want to reach out to him? Or do you want me to share his contact? So I'll share it, like no strings attached. And then a week I'll be like, hey, what happened to that lead? By the way, I also do Google Ads. If you want more of these on a regular basis, like, do you want to chat? So that's the idea. And that's already working. I haven't done outreach using this method, but like leads are already coming in, maybe about like 10 a month, and like across Ontario. And then I'm spinning up one for pest control, HVAC, and plumbing. And so those will take maybe about a month or so to get up and running. And so this is exciting. I haven't seen anyone else quite do it this way, or like even something like this. So it'll be quite interesting. And so to build out these websites, this is kind of a funny story. I had about 10 individual agents running simultaneously on my laptop, not even my computer, my laptop, to build out those SEO sites. And my thinking was, well, we can just get those done asynchronously and I can work on other things. The thing was, I had it really, really autonomous, and each agent spun out sub-agents and they were all editing files, and it ended up crashing my computer. I couldn't do any other work. And so I spun it up safer. Like after restarting my computer, I spun it up safer and just doing one agent at a time for each repo. So I had like 3 agents running instead of like 10. And my computer was still really slow, but it didn't crash. And so I just started doing other work. I was sort of like cleaning the house and just doing random stuff while I was waiting. Like I couldn't do any other work. And so now I'm just running like one repo at a time. So that's a funny lesson. And then tangentially related to that, I also dug into like my AI cost this week. And that seems to be my largest expense. I mean, other than like taxes, my largest actual expense is AI cost, since I use it for outreach, analysis, coding landing pages, everything. And I just found that turning off thinking mode, at least like the way, or like the software that I use AI in, turning off thinking mode on the model cuts the cost roughly in half, and the output quality is basically the same as long as the prompt is good. And so I split tested this, and I got a few different AI models to like look at the split test versus reasoning versus non-reasoning. And given that it's like I do a good prompt, it's just the power of the model. It's not even the power that comes from thinking mode. But my takeaway is I'll still use thinking mode for if I'm planning or starting a task or doing some analysis. But then if it's executing or just doing something that's already defined or like a quick follow-up, then I'll turn off thinking mode. And so simple lever, but a lot of savings. So I should have done that sooner, but I guess I would have thought of it if my AI costs weren't so high. And so I guess as a summary, as a reframe on my perspective this week, I'm just treating client acquisition as an interesting puzzle to solve, because one day, once I have enough clients, it'll just be delivery work. And so the problem solving, like puzzle solving part is right now. And so I'm just putting everything into it, like AI agents, cold calls, emails, content as well, which is fun, by the way. And even just like analyzing my old cold call recordings at the end of every single day to like improve over and over. And yeah, like I said, content has been fun because I've been watching some posts like way outperform others, and also like learning which platform gets the most reach. Like surprisingly, TikTok hasn't been performing so well, but YouTube's been getting a lot of views on YouTube Shorts. And it's the same piece of content. And so I thought that was interesting. And so that's it. That's essentially what this week has been so far. And yeah, I'll report back next week.